I do think that basically we've entered a new Cold War. Of course, this process is a result of the United States, and Trump in particular. I do think that basically we've entered a new Cold War. Of course, this process is a result of the United States, and Trump in particular. It's not the making of China, and China would not have wished this kind of situation to develop that we can now see. There are profound differences between this relationship between China and the United States and the relationship between the United States and the Soviet Union. For example, right from the word go, from 1947, when the Cold War really starts, the Soviet Union had no real economic relationship with the United States. The two blocs existed quite separately and had very, very little to do with each other. Now, this situation now is obviously completely different because China is deeply integrated into the global economy. It's the biggest trading nation in the world. It's got relations with, a vast number of countries. Secondly, very important point, and that is the Soviet Union was always a much weaker economy than the American economy, much weaker. Whereas with China, measured by purchasing power parity, its GDP is already bigger than that of the United States. It's not dealing with a much weaker adversary. It's dealing with what I regard to be, the coming great power. The third point is very important also. So far, the relationship between China and the United States, worsening relationship, has essentially been to do with trade, to do with investment, to do with technology, to do with aspects of national security and so on, and of course the pandemic. But it has not acquired a military form. Now, it's not difficult to imagine it acquiring a certain military form. For example, South China Sea, Taiwan, and so on. But I think that China's approach to the whole question of its emergence and its relationship with the United States is not essentially about a military capability, because I think China sees the emphasis essentially on as an economic. There is a great competition, sees that in economic terms and definitely not military terms.